look who is featuring on this vlog with me. Yeah, my baby has arrived. Who do you think he looks like? Me, of course. Me. So I'm here with my delivery story. Honestly, delivery this time. Your girl is just coming back from a lot, honestly. Like, I'm coming from a lot. A lot. I had to take bed rest for like 2 weeks. That's why you didn't hear from me. You didn't see any video. Anyway, this is Ifuman DBC. If you're my returning subscribers, I say a very big thank you to you guys. To my new subscribers and intending subscribers, you are welcome. Please hit the like button, hit the notification bell, so when I post a new video, you'll be able to see it. My baby is clocking 2 weeks today. Guys, delivery this time around, like, I didn't even remember to film. I was planning. Let me just start from the beginning and start just you guys the story. So my baby came at immediately we stepped into 36 weeks. Yeah, my baby came 1 month earlier before his due date. So how did it just start? I was still planning for what did they call it? I was still planning for baby shower. I was still planning for gender review. I was still planning to do baby mama dance. And my baby had another plan. I was planning all these things thinking I had time, but guys, my baby came 1 month earlier. This is why you should go to market and get things. Immediately you're pregnant, you can start buying small. You're picking it from the market little by little. Or if you're saving for it and you want to buy it in bulk, once you get to 6 months, 7 months, your baby bag should already be packed. This is what saved me, honestly. If I was waiting for me to have entered my 9 months or get my due date, I would have been stranded. But I had everything packed already. So the last antenatal I went for, I was still planning to film my last antenatal when I would go for my last antenatal. But obviously my baby had different plans. So I went the last antenatal I went for. I was scheduled for weekly antenatal. Then I was asked to go for a scan before my next antenatal. I was asked to start coming weekly. I went for the scan on a Saturday. I was supposed to go for my antenatal on Tuesday. Yes. So when I went for my scanning on Saturday to know baby position, if the baby is in a cephalic position, that is the best position. That's the baby going down with the head. I was asked to go for test to know my blood percentage before, so as to get me ready. They're prepping me for delivery. I went for those tests and everything on Saturday, and from the lab hospital lab, I went to the market, guys. I think this is what triggered the early labor, because I went to the market. I bought things for the market. Like, I bought things to use in stocking the house. So because I didn't get to get this wheelbarrow guys to help me carry the stuffs to where I parked my car. I was lifting those heavy things, feeling like a superwoman, Jackie Chan. I was lifting all those heavy bags I had in the market till I got to wheelbarrow guys. That was when I started feeling pressure in my pelvic, like serious pressure. I felt maybe because I had walked around so much in the market. Then I drove home. When I got home, I was super tired. I was exhausted. And in the morning, on Sunday morning, because I have this ritual, it's a personal ritual, like I do. Whenever I get to my 9 months, I buy things and go to the orphanage home to share. It's a personal ritual I do whenever I just clock maybe ending 8 months or beginning of 9 months. I use that ritual to like ask God or seek the face of God for safe delivery. It's just a personal thing I do. So, and when I on Sunday morning, I was still very exhausted, very exhausted, and then I managed to make lunch. I think I managed to make lunch that day, and in the evening I still having stomach ache, serious stomach ache, and in the hospital we were taught signs of labor, show bloody show your water breaking. So I never knew I was in labor. I never knew that stomach ache was labor. I pushed myself that day. I went to the orphanage home and shared all the things that I bought. I did that off camera. It's a personal thing. I don't like filming when I'm doing charity. So when I got home that evening, the stomach ache became so severe. I had to call my sister. I had to call a doctor on phone, and he said, "Wow, this might be signs of labor." And then I told my husband we have to go to the hospital. Though it was late, that should be around after 9 to 10 p.m. We started driving to the hospital. Guys, you know the state of security now. I was scared, but we just had to drive to the hospital. When we got there, I met the doctor, the nurses, went to the labor ward, and I was checked and told I was dilated 3 cm. I said, okay, 3 cm is still far. I can't sleep in the hospital. Please, I don't want to sleep. Let me go home. Maybe when it becomes severe, I'm going to come back home. I'm going to come back to the hospital. That night, they didn't check my file. Those nurses, they didn't check my file to like know how many weeks or whatever. They just said, okay, they just allowed me to go home. I left. I went home. Monday morning, it stopped. The stomach ache stopped. And then in the afternoon, it came back again, and I had to go back to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, they brought out my file and checked. And guys, they checked. I was still okay. I was 4 cm, and they had to start worrying about giving me injection to stop the labor. They wanted the baby to get to. They said it was a premature birth, that the baby was not yet mature. So they started giving me injection, all manner of injection. I'm not in the medical line, but I can't remember the names of the injection I was given. I like knowing the names of the injection given to me in case if there's emergency, and the people who injected me are not there, I'll be able to speak up. So I was given injection to halt the labor, to stop the labor. They were giving me injection. They asked me to lie down. I lay down there. So they were checking me that the injection is going to that the injection is not going to stop the baby from coming if the baby really wanted to come, but that the if the labor was natural, the baby will still come out. But if it's not, maybe something triggered it, that the injection was going to stop it. Guys, I lay down there. I was in pain. Who remembered phone? Who remembered vlogs? Because I didn't even know I was thinking maybe when I get there, they'll do something and I'll maybe this labor wasn't serious. I'll go home and then prep for the vlogging in the labor room, the living room. Who remembered it? I did not remember. I did not remember phone. I did not remember anything. I was having severe pains, like I was in pain. Then so that I didn't even know I was even having BP. That's another thing. I don't know why our Nigerian nurses and doctors, they like hiding something. Even if you will not tell me, the patient, okay, so that you won't trigger it. Tell the person that came with me, this is the situation on ground. This is it. This is it. My grandma was rubbing my waist. Honestly, I'm very angry with that hospital. But calling out the hospital now not solve anything, because this nurse is actually very rude, mean, and wicked, honestly, because they feel what they know, that end of month you pay them their salary, so them tarnishing the image of the hospital, it doesn't concern them. Honestly, I'm never going back to that hospital because of a particular nurse. Honestly, this nurse was so mean to me. She was so mean. She asked my grandma to step out of the living room. I'm like, who will be rubbing my waist? Who will help me ease pain? You asking my grandma to step out. And then she said, so that they'll reduce her salary. That they say nobody should come here. That the chicken change she's managing, I want them to deduct from the salary. I was like, okay, she was me. She was just asking my grandma to step out, step out. No, nobody, every mother should leave the world. We should carry our cross. We should. God, is that how nurses behave? Like, I wish she had a tag on her. and I'll be calling out her name that this is what nurse this person did at social hospital. Because you calling out the name of the hospital is you tarnishing the image. The nurse does not care. All she knows is that end of month they'll pay her salary. My grandma had to step out. No, guys, don't ask me where my husband went to. My husband is always running away from the labor room. He's always running. He's close, oh, but he's far away from the labor room. So the nurse, when I was checked again after like how many hours, I was still in 4 cm, guys. My water has not ruptured. My I was not having blood issue, nothing. But I was having contraction. Like I was having contraction. Guys, I stayed till around 10 p.m. I told you we went to this in the afternoon. 10 p.m. I was in pain. Like they allowed me stay in pain for a very long time. They were checking my BP, and I didn't know I was having high BP. My BP was very high. I did not know. I didn't know. It was after I delivered that I saw my file and everything. I didn't know I was having BP. They didn't even tell the person with me that, see, this is the situation on ground. Nothing. Or maybe there was no need telling the person not to, so that not they won't create panicking. Later, the doctor came and he said he was going to do membrane sweeping. Guys, this doctor, he started his whole hands into me and like was waving his hands. I was in pain. Imagine being in pain from like Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday again, you're still in that pain. He started like waving his hands inside me. I was screaming. When he brought her after the membrane sweeping, he ruptured my water. And he ruptured the water, and guess what? The contraction stopped. The little contraction I was having stopped. That was when I called the nurse. I was like, nurse, can you come and insert cannula now? For drip. Can you insert the cannula now? Because if labor starts, I don't think I'll be able to stand you looking for where to pierce, because it's usually very difficult getting my vein. And then she obliged. Tried. I kept quiet to see if she'll be able to find my vein for the first time. She tried. She didn't get it. And while I was in tests were ran on me, so where the lab technician withdrew blood from, that was where she now wants. She said since she couldn't find my vein, let her insert into that same vein. I was like, why would you do that? Why do you want? I'm already in pains. I'm in so much pain since how many days? You're trying to inflict more pain by going through the same vein. The lab. I said no. I told her I wanted the doctor to look for the vein, and she said, "Ngwan, just chop a doctor." I should keep waiting for doctor. Guys, I had to stand up. I had to go and look for the doctor myself. The doctor that was on duty, very calm guys. They came, they started searching for my vein. They didn't pierce because I was already in pain. But then I told you after the membrane sweeping, the labor stopped. I don't know why the contraction stopped. There was no contraction again. But then my water has been ruptured, so it means the baby must be born. Babies stay in water. So without our water, I don't think you'll still be able to go through the pregnancies. Either if the labor does not continue, it is CS. God. Jesus. Then the doctors found my vein. Just one person, he found my vein. Guess what? I was giving hot drip. I heard there's another name they call hot drip. I can't remember the name they call it, but when I remember, I'm going to write it down on the screen. You'll see it. So I was giving her drip. That was when labor madness started. Guys, when these nurses are trying to check your cervix to know how many cm you are, if you've dilated till 7 cm, the way they count the cervix, as if they're counting it 1, 2, 3. Oh God, with their hands inside you. It is painful. This is what our mothers never tell us, but I am telling you free of charge. It is painful. Like I was calling down all the heavenly angels and saints and dominion, all of them, as if they were shining touch on me when I was agreed to take the belly. So, hey Jesus, when they were counting the cervix, I was screaming. But the nurses were not nice to me. I'll keep saying it. The nurses on duty that night were not nice to me at all. Pray never to encounter those two nurses in that hospital. If you're going to the same hospital as me, I was giving, I think, 2 doses of hot drip. That was when the main labor madness started. I was I was in labor for a very long time till 12 p.m. till 12 a.m. 1 a.m. I was still in labor. When I was checked, okay, at that 1 a.m. I was already having the urge to push. That was when I knew my baby had dilated very, very well, had descended down. I was calling these nurses like, nurse, nurse, that I'm having the urge to push. I was still able to speak English safe. The nurse said, don't push, oh, don't push, oh. If you tear your cervix, we'll just wheel you to the theater. Why not come and check me? Okay, my grandma came in when she heard me screaming so much, and she was like, no, check her, check her, check her. Because they'll ask you to lie down. Yes, to lie down while in labor. We're lying down, we're not walking around. We're not allowed to sit because we're told when you sit, you're sitting on your baby's head. Then my grandma angrily just told me, if that baby, if you have the urge to push, push on that bed and give birth there. Let me see if they will attend it. They had to drive my grandma away again. Guys, I was having to. She now told me that was it was later. I was not like, what if something had happened to my baby? She now told me if I have the urge, I should close my legs and be breathing through my mouth. God, I was having this urge. I knew my baby was about to come out. With I couldn't hold the urge anymore. I with my legs closed. What if my baby has suffocated? I gave the first push. She just she was busy doing whatever she was doing. So like that's your business. Tear your service. Why not come and check me? Why not come and check me? I had the urge again. I gave the second push. Urge again, and I gave the second push. That was when I felt my baby's head, and I started calling her. No, the baby's head is here, here. That was when she now ran and came and opened. My legs were still tightly closed. Because she told me to hold the baby. Now, how can I hold baby that is wanting to come out? Uh, that was when she now came. She now opened my legs, and I was like about to touch her. Like, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Like, don't touch me! Don't touch me! The hand you have used to touch. Oh, the hand I have used to touch even the dirty water coming out from your body. Hi, Jesus, God. I just ignored her. All I wanted was the baby to be out. And then I gave the third push and the fourth push, and my baby was out. God, it should have been a sign of relief, but because I have been in labor for days and I was in pain. Okay, my baby came out around 2 a.m. I've been in pains. Like, I was still not relieved. I was still in pains on that bed. I was crying because I've never experienced this kind of painful labor, like prolonged labor. I have never. Maybe that's why I've been getting pregnant without planning it. But with the kind of pain and everything I felt, I don't think I'll be making that mistake of taking in again unplanned. In fact, this is my last baby. Like, this is my last baby. This is baby of the house. I don't want to experience what I experienced in that labor room again. Okay, when my baby come out, I was not having bleeding. I was not told. I later just read all these things to me. I don't know. Okay, if you will not tell me, tell the person that is with me, the person that came to the hospital with me. This is for the first time ever. I've never had baby and had pipes infused into me. I was infused with pipe into my body and put in a bowl, and I saw blood. I was bleeding. They started injecting some injection into the drip. They gave me drip immediately in the labor room before cleaning me up and everything. Guys, like, I went through a lot. After that, I went to my room. When I got to the room, I didn't even know I've not started experiencing what is called pain. The next morning they came, my BP was high. Like, my BP was high. They checked, the bleeding has stopped and everything. but my BP was high. So I stayed longer in the hospital. Unlike me, I'll usually, if I have my baby today, the hospital allows you to stay 24 hours to check for jaundice in your baby. If there's no jaundice, you're discharged. But because of the BP, like, I lost weight. The weight that I've been struggling, I want to lose weight. I lost weight. This is just 2 weeks. I lost weight. Like, when somebody sees me now, I don't look like someone that has given birth. My tummy is not even out. Like, this is just 2 weeks postpartum, but my tummy is in. It's inside. I lost weight because of the stress. I don't know if it's the labor stress. I don't know what made me lose so much, but I've never gone through pain the way I went through pain in this labor. Honestly, the nurses were not nice at all. At all. But I stayed longer in the hospital. I stayed longer, but when I got home again, my BP started rising again. I went back to the hospital. I was told I was going to be admitted without my baby, without my kids coming close to me, that I needed rest, guys. I told them I was not going to stay in the hospital. I was tired of staying in the hospital. I was fighting for my I was fighting for myself. I was just literally scared of death. I don't want to die. So that who will take care of my kids? Let me take care of my kids myself. I came back. Usually I lock myself in another room. My grandma was helping me with my baby, and my sister is around. And guys, the nanny I told you guys about, I spoke about nanny, agent bringing me nanny. If you didn't see that video, you check the description. Just hit the description button. It's going to direct you to the video. The nanny did not come. The agency, the woman that was supposed to bring, has been giving me stories upon stories upon stories. Now that I really need that help, I don't have the help. I just bless God. My grandma, when she left, when guys, my mom is here from Mugo. That's why you're seeing me in front of this camera making this video. At least I have time to myself. She helps me out with everything. And my mom came with my nephew. Yes, my mom is taking care of my sister's baby, so she came with her from Mugo. So guys, we have full house. Like, I'm going to do a video on that, maybe show you guys our a raw vlog on our day to day, because my house is just like a daycare now. But my mom makes sure that immediately I wake up, I have my bath, I eat and go to the room again to rest, because I'm still looking so stressed out, as in so stressed out. But I'm recovering. At least before, you wouldn't I wouldn't even speak out so loud. You will see me, you'll be wondering, is this Ifama? I was getting so slow. Well, we're here, and this is the product. Whenever I look at him, I just see that he's just worth every pain, worth every stress. Yes. And guys, guess what? I never knew the gender of my baby. Yes. The first time I went for sex scan to know his gender, he wasn't showing. I never even really bothered. I was not bothered. I never really wanted to know the sex anymore. Till that day I started having the labor pain, that I went for scan. That was when his sex revealed. But most of his clothes he has are almost pink, and he'll wear them like that. And he shall be called Kobimsi Yochuku. Honestly, I went through a lot. I went through, plus the labor pain. Like, I begged God for a safe delivery. It means this. So does God grant to me. It's similar to Kamsi Yochuku, but we turned it to Kobimsi Yochuku Chizitelu. Yeah, he's going to have two Igbo names. Chizitelu. This baby is God sent. When I took him for him, I never knew. I never planned his gender. I didn't attend antenatal for till I was almost like 5 6 months, because I couldn't handle the stress of taking care of two kids alone, still taking them to antenatal. It wasn't really easy for me, and I was just treating myself. And I was treating myself with malaria for like first 3 months of pregnancy. But I was never expecting to have taken in to to have a baby. I wasn't expecting it. So I treated myself for like 3 months for malaria. I was taking anti-malaria for 3 months. I was thinking I was having malaria, but no, it turns out it was a baby. So this boy is God sent. Cheesy Taylor. Kobim Siyachuku. My husband gave him Kobim. So that's the name that is on his birth certificate. Kobim Siyachuku as my happy. I gave him Cheesy Taylor. God sent. But to me, he is Cheesy Taylor. Cheesy Tail for short. Because this boy is God sent. Despite everything, he's fine. He's strong. He didn't even have jaundice. Nothing. And yes, he is my lookalike. Forget I'm dark. Don't look at the complexion. All my kids are all my lookalike. Just the complexion. Yeah, that's complexion. And that is it, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for sticking to me. Thank you for watching this vlog. Thank you for sticking to my channel. See you guys next time. Ciao, ciao.